Hey, what's up guys? Bajheera here. Got another gym video for you guys. This one is going to be about my shoulder and arms workout. And as you guys know, as a aspiring physique athlete and competitor, shoulders and arms are a big focus for me. And I feel like over my past, I guess 2 years of bulking, I haven't really just been only grinding out the shoulders and arms. Really been trying to get stronger and really been trying to gain mass by focusing on compound movements, even spending a little bit of time with power. Not necessarily being the primary goal, but being kind of one of those motivational things for me. Like I get excited about getting in the gym and getting stronger when I'm bulking. I don't really get quite as excited about, putting in a billion reps of curls and, arms and shoulders. But that being said, I still think I've made a fair amount of progress with my arms and shoulders especially. I say that I don't get super excited to train shoulders, but one of the things that I have been trying to do is include shoulders in just about every day of training. I'll do things like this right here, these little sets that I'm showing you. Throw in some sets of curls, alternating curls. Doesn't really matter if it's alternating or if you do them at the same time. And then I'll pop them up and do some shoulder presses with these kind of weights. And then I'll do another set of lateral raises. And just those three exercises chained together are one of those things that I'll do on my gym stream between main sets of any other movement. You'll see here, I'm reading and talking to chat. It allows me to get some blood flow into my shoulders, even if it's not a full range of motion kind of thing right here. It's just kind of a small little pump exercise to try to move some blood around. But I do the full range of motion when I actually do overhead press. And this workout that I'm showing you right here is pretty much one of the only, well, not the only, but one of the first workouts that I've done recently where I really try to include overhead pressing. So I'm doing extremely low weight with overhead pressing. I don't know how often you guys have watched my gym stream or gym videos, but my left elbow always, throughout the course of my life, has been a little bit strange. There's some exercises that I can't do, or I can only do a certain way, like dips for some reason, always really aggravate my left elbow. And what I've learned recently is that I think that the special inflammation comes from squatting a certain way. It's basically any time where I have my elbow in a flex position, like if you flex your bicep as much as you can, turn your wrist out, kind of facing away from you, and then squeezing that position, that causes some elbow inflammation for me. And maybe you guys out in the chat will know what I'm talking about. But anyway, overhead pressing has kind of aggravated that over the years. But at this point, my shoulder training, I don't really get motivated. I don't really get excited about training with just dumbbells, doing overhead presses with dumbbells, even though I like doing it just fine. But I've been like, you know what? I really want to do overhead pressing. It's a movement I'm weak at, and it's a movement that I feel like if I get better at it, I could improve my shoulders with it. But even just seeing myself press now, this isn't like a overhead press where I'm pushing my head all the way through, anything like that. This is still just getting warmed up. But just sort of seeing this movement, I can already tell that I think it'll help me out, but at the same time, my rear delts, more than anything, definitely need a lot of work. And so I'm going to have to find some more interesting and fun rear delt training exercises to do. I know that I can do face pulls, and I do a lot of lateral raises that incorporate my rear delts as well. But the overhead press is one of those things that I want to get into, not necessarily for the purpose of getting really, really strong at it, but just I want to see if that's going to be something that helps me build my shoulders up, because I've found, especially recently and just over the course of bulking for 2 years, that I find compound movements not only to be helpful, but also just interesting. They're fun, they're challenging, and that has value to me. Anything that helps me sort of stay in my workout mentally naturally by challenging me or giving myself a chance to have to focus on my form in a certain way, that's fun. I feel like those workouts that become challenging are the most fun. They obviously require you to kind of pull yourself together and dedicate yourself to your workout and really allow yourself to be put under some serious pressure and some serious challenges, but those are the ones that keep it interesting. So overhead press is one of those things that I want to include in my arms and shoulders days, which I haven't necessarily done before. So what's kind of developing right now is my split change. People ask me about that all the time, like what my training split is, and it oftentimes changes, but I feel like I've been having enough of a chance to really sort of buckle down and grind with my training and sort of feel and see what works for me. And so I think what's going on now is my training looks a little something like this. So we can say that my training starts with a leg day, and usually that's going to be basically all day doing squats or basically all day doing deadlifts, and it kind of depends on which one I want to do. I think that realistically my favorite thing is probably doing 2 or even 3 weeks, or I guess, yeah, weeks or rotations out of the month will be squats, and then maybe every third or fourth rotation of like a 4-day rotation, I'll do deadlifts. Deadlifts, oftentimes, I feel like I get way more beat up from deadlifts than I do from squats. I feel like if I squat, you know, in the beginning of the little 4-week rotation, then I squat again after the next 4 days, I feel recovered and I feel increasingly good about squatting. Deadlifts kind of beat me up, but I feel like there's still value in doing them, and I need to. But anyway, so I'll do a squat day, and then after that, I'll do a bench day. And basically either do flat bench, or most often flat bench, sometimes incline bench, depending on how I'm feeling. And then the next day, I'll do rack pulls, or depending on whether I want to do, you know, rack pulls or, you know, barbell rows. It's kind of like a heavy back day, along with some shrugs. So that's going to help my back and my traps and everything. And then I'll do a workout like this, an overhead press, before, you know, my next leg day, whether it's squats or deadlifts. So it's pretty much a 4-day rotation. 1 is going to be a squat deadlift. 2 is going to be a bench day of some sort. 3 is going to be a heavy back day, whether it's rack pulls, barbell rows, shrugs, that kind of thing. And then the next day after that is going to be an arms and shoulder day. That being said, I'm training arms and shoulders pretty much every day, because I'll do my main compound movement, and then I'll go and read chat and do the 3 exercises that I showed you: the curls, the dumbbell overhead press thing, and then some lateral raises. I also throw in a lot of these, the little tricep extensions. Now, I don't have cables in my home gym, but one of the things that I've been having a lot of fun with and experimenting with are just the bands. So I don't use bands in terms of, like, you know, my compound movements yet. I know that a lot of people love those, like my sister and her fiance are big-time powerlifters, and they incorporate bands in a lot of their training. And I think I will do that eventually, but I don't think I'm quite there yet in terms of needing it. I feel like right now I can just sort of hammer out my movements the way they are, and eventually we'll get there. But I guess that could solve one of the issues of not having enough room on the bar. I do want to get eventually some thinner metal weight so I can actually push my PRs up into maybe to the 500s. I think that'll still take a lot of time. But right now, you know, I'm maxing out my bar, and that feels pretty good. I think I saw somebody ask me why I got bumper plates in the comments of my last gym video. Realistically, I thought bumper plates would just be kind of fun. I think that they don't make as much noise. I feel like they won't beat up my garage as much. And, like, I kind of viewed my home gym as, like, you know, my adult playground, right? And the bumper plates just kind of, you know, add to the fun of that. But I do think at this point I'm getting strong enough to need thinner metal weights in order to actually push my weights up, because I've squatted 435, and that's about as much weight as I can fit on the bar for a squat safely. And then the 455 literally had the clips on the end of the bar falling off. So I definitely don't want to squat that way. But I don't think my bench is going to get up there anytime soon. But I do want to keep progressing those squats and deadlifts, because even if they're not directly related to physique in terms of being able to show legs, right? I feel like doing those big compound movements just has such a positive effect on not only my physique, but also just like how I feel with my training. So I'm just going to keep hammering those out, keep hammering out these arms and shoulders, basically, and hopefully make some progress with respect to physique, because that is my goal for the next, I don't know, probably next year or so, is to try to do my little mini cut leading into a bulk and take that bulk as an opportunity to really improve on those weak points for me. I just imagine it being my entire, you know, like upper shelf, right? It goes from my arms to my shoulders and traps and to my upper back and just back in general. And then, you know, that's pretty much the entire V shape that I'm trying to achieve for doing men's physique. That's not really the way my body naturally is, I don't think, but as I get dieted down, it'll look a little bit better. But anyway, training's been going really, really well. We have some busy times coming up for us. Just finished up TwitchCon. We're going to be leading into BlizzCon, and of course, opening week before that. Then after that, we've got pretty much smooth sailing in terms of the holidays, and then get some serious time during the winter to try to make some gains and have some fun. But either way, guys, really hope you guys enjoy these gym videos. Definitely intending to keep them rolling for you. Thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure to show them some love if you enjoy them, and we'll see you guys next time. Peace!